Ladies and gentlemen, football fans across the nation, buckle up because we're diving into a heart-pounding tale from the gridiron that has New York Giants supporters buzzing with frustration and fire. Imagine this. A game where every snap feels like a thriller movie climax, and one baffling decision leaves everyone scratching their heads. That's exactly what unfolded in Week 2 as the Giants squared off against their bitter NFC East rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. A 40-37 overtime nail-biter that slipped away in the most agonizing way possible. But hold on, folks, because today we're not just recapping the score, we're breaking it all down from the highs to the lows with the kind of passion that only Big Blue deserves. This is your go-to spot for all things Giants, so let's get into it. First off, let's set the scene. It was a Sunday showdown at MetLife Stadium, that iconic fortress in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with a roar over 80,000 loyal Giants fans can shake the very foundations of the NFC East. The Giants, coming off a tough Week 1 loss, were desperate to turn things around against the Cowboys, a team that's been a thorn in their side since the days of Tom Landry and those star-studded helmets. And boy, did this game deliver the drama. The final score? Cowboys 40, Giants 37 in overtime. But it wasn't just any loss. It was a messy, mistake-riddled affair that had Giants fans on the edge of their seats, cheering one moment and groaning the next. The headline grabber here? Head coach Brian Dable stonewalling on a controversial late-game decision. That's got everyone talking. Picture this. With the clock ticking down in the fourth quarter, the Giants had just pulled off an electrifying play, a 48-yard bomb from quarterback Russell Wilson to rookie sensation Malik Neighbors, putting them ahead and sending the stadium into a frenzy. Neighbors, that speed demon out of LSU, who's already turning heads in his young career with his route-running precision and after-catch elusiveness, hauled it in like it was nothing. It was one of those moments that reminds you why we love this game. Pure magic on the field. But then disaster struck. With just 25 seconds left, the Cowboys needed to march into field goal range for Brandon Aubrey, arguably the best kicker in the league right now, with a leg that could launch a rocket to the moon. The Giants' defense had a simple job: keep Dallas out of midfield. Instead, they dropped their safeties deep, leaving a gaping lane right over the middle. Boom, an 18-yard completion to tight end Jake Ferguson on 2nd and 10. That set up Aubrey's monster 64-yard field goal to force overtime. And in OT, the Cowboys sealed the deal, leaving the Giants at 0-2 to start the season. Now, you might think, hey, games aren't won or lost on one play. And that's fair. Football's a team sport after all. But this play epitomized the frustration. It was a cherry on top of a Sunday of errors, from missed tackles to questionable calls throughout the game. Giants fans and media alike were hungry for some accountability from Coach Dable during Monday's presser. They asked him not once, not twice, but 4 times about that defensive setup. What was the thinking? Why the soft coverage? And folks, Dable just wouldn't bite. It's not ever going to come down to just one play, he told reporters, keeping it cool but evasive. So obviously, they hit the 64-yarder, made a number of plays in overtime to be able to close it out. And at the end of the day, just didn't do it collectively. When pressed again, he doubled down. We had a number of opportunities throughout the game in every area to close that game out. They'd had that big play to the middle route right there. We'd like to be a little bit tighter, but there's a number of plays that came up throughout the game that if you have one different play there or here, it's going to make a difference in a game like that. Ouch! No real explanation. No deep dive into the strategy. He waffled, repeating that it's never about one snap. And after a few more tries from the media, it was clear Dable wasn't budging. In a season where the Giants are already staring down regression, starting 0-2 for the second straight year, you hope for more transparency from the head man. Accountability builds trust, right? Especially with a fan base as passionate as New York's, who've stuck by this team through thick and thin. Let's zoom out a bit and analyze this tactically, because that's where the real juice is. Defensively, the Giants have built their identity around aggression under coordinator Shane Bowen. Think back to last season. They ranked in the top 10 for sacks, thanks to beasts like Dexter Lawrence up front, that massive defensive tackle who's like a human wrecking ball at 6 feet 4 inches, 340 pounds. Lawrence, a Clemson product drafted in 2019, has been the heart of this D-line, with 4.5 sacks last year alone. But in this game, the pressure wasn't there consistently. On that fateful play, dropping safeties deep might have been to prevent the big bomb. After all, Dak Prescott loves airing it out to CeeDee Lamb. But leaving the middle open? That's like inviting the Cowboys to a buffet. Ferguson, Dallas's reliable tight end, exploited it perfectly. Compare that to the offense, where Russell Wilson, in what could be a fresh chapter for the Giants if we're projecting into 2025, showed flashes of a Seattle Seahawks prime. Wilson, the veteran QB with a Super Bowl ring from 2014, has that cannon arm and mobility that could revitalize Big Blue. That 48-yarder to Neighbors? Vintage stuff. Neighbors, the 6th overall pick in the 2024 draft, is already drawing comparisons to guys like Odell Beckham Jr., another Giants legend who lit up MetLife with one-handed grabs. Beckham's time here from 2014 to 2018 was electric, with over 5,000 yards and 44 touchdowns. If Neighbors keeps this up, he could be the next face of the franchise. But let's not forget the running game. Saquon Barkley might have jumped ship to the Eagles. Talk about adding fuel to that rivalry. But if we're imagining a 2025 roster, perhaps they bolster with Devin Singletary or a draft pick. In this loss, the ground attack sputtered, managing under 100 yards total, which put too much on Wilson's shoulders. Statistically, the Giants allowed 40 points, their highest since a 2023 blowout. Compared to their glory days, in the Eli Manning era, they won 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady's Patriots, 2008 and 2012, with defenses that clutched up in crunch time. Manning, the 2-time MVP who threw for over 57,000 yards his career, embodied that never-say-die spirit. Moments like David Tyree's helmet catch in Super Bowl 42? That's Giants lore, folks. It's what fans cling to during rough patches like the 0-2 start. Speaking of history, the Giants-Cowboys rivalry is one of the NFL's fiercest. Dating back to 1960, they played over 120 times, with Dallas holding a slight edge. But New York owns the memorable upsets, like that 2011 win that clinched the division en route to another ring. In pop culture, think Any Given Sunday vibes. This game's chaos could have been a movie scene. And with current events, as the NFL pushes for more international games, imagine if this rivalry went global like the Giants' 2007 London trip. But back to now. Experts are weighing in. Fictional analyst John Madden Jr. Okay, made up, but channeling the legend might say, boom! That coverage call was like leaving the barn door open. Dable needs to own it to move forward. Let's bring in some voices. Imagine post-game quotes from players. Wilson, ever the leader, could say, "We fought hard, but execution in key moments is what separates winners. That bomb to Malik? Felt great, but we gotta finish." Neighbors, a fiery rookie. "I'm just out there balling, man. That catch was for the fans. Next time, we'll close it out." And a fan at a local bar in Manhattan. Dable's dodging? Come on, coach. We're New Yorkers. We want the truth. Even defensive captain Kayvon Thibodeau, the edge rusher from Oregon who's racked up 11.5 sacks in his first 2 seasons, might chime in. We know we can be tighter. It's on us to learn and dominate. Looking ahead, what does this mean? At 0-2, the Giants are in a hole in the NFC East, where the Eagles and Commanders are lurking. Playoff odds? Slim right now. Around 20% are odds makers. But with a weak conference, a turnaround's possible. Predictions? If Dable adjusts, maybe more man coverage in late situations. They could rattle off wins against softer opponents like the Browns or Panthers. But regression? We've seen it before. After a 9-7-1 playoff year in 2022, they dipped to 6-11 in 2023. For the draft, a high pick could land a stud like Colorado's Travis Hunter. Impacts? Fan morale's low, but that's when Big Blue shines. Remember the 2007 run from 10-6 to champs? But hey, it's early. The season's a marathon, not a sprint. Injuries play a role too. If the O-line holds up, Wilson could throw for 4,000 yards. Curiosities. Did you know the Giants are one of the NFL's original teams? Founded in 1925 by Tim Marr for just $500? They've called New York home through Polo Grounds, Yankee Stadium, and now MetLife share with the Jets. Rivalries? Eagles fans still boo over that 2010 miracle at the new Meadowlands, and Cowboys clashes are like family feuds. Intense, personal. Wrapping this up, Giants Nation, don't hang your heads. This loss stings, but it's fuel for the fire. Tune in next week as they battle back. Mark your calendars for that matchup, and follow us for more breakdowns. Whether you're a diehard or just dipping in, football is about resilience. Go Big Blue. What do you think? Drop your takes in the comments. Until next time, keep the faith